Property Elevator is proudly sponsored by BFS.
Here in the UK, since time immemorial, we've always been a nation of property lovers. Now in 2019, getting onto the property ladder is as hard as it's ever been. Even harder is to start developing or investing in property, but many aspire to do so. Now, whether it's with help from the bank of mum and dad buying your first property, or in fact taking those first steps into development, obtaining finance perhaps from one of the banks, development can be a possibility and it can turn those dreams into reality. Today our property developer hopefuls come up against our 5 angel investors, all heavyweights in the property world. They'll pitch their ideas to our angels, hoping to secure finance, guidance and advice in an attempt to turn their dreams into profitable reality. But it's not going to be easy. Our angels have seen it all before and know the pitfalls encountered on the path to a successful conclusion. Making money in the world of property development is not as easy as some would have you think. This is Property Elevator. My name's Stephen Galpin and I've spent the last 30 years consulting on property in and around London, including some of the largest towers here in Canary Wharf. And that's exactly where we are today, arguably the hottest spot for property development right now for both commercial and residential property, where over the next 3 years 20,000 properties are due to come online. But today we're not here to talk about 70-storey towers. We're here to take it back to grassroots, where our would-be developers, ranging in property experience from newbie to done a bit, will be pitching for tens if not hundreds of thousands of pounds of our property investors' hard-earned money. So let's meet our angels.
My name is John Howard. I'm a property developer with 40 years experience, and in that time I've bought and sold over 3,500 properties, and I'm still going. I've got a reputation for taking on huge blocks of flats. Why do I love property? I love meeting people, I love doing deals, I'm a deal junkie. What do you need to be successful in the property industry? Well, you've got to back your own judgment, you've got to be sensible, brave, and above all, you need to know what you're going to do if the deal goes wrong. What I'm looking for today are some good deals. If they're not good deals, I won't be investing.
My name's Simon Zucchi. I'm an active property investor, and since 2003, I've been helping thousands of other people learn how to be successful investors to replace their income and build an alternative for their pension. The part of property I really excel at is finding people who've got a difficult property problem, helping them find a creative solution to come up with a win-win that works for everybody. What I love about property is 2 things. First of all, you can actually work once and get paid forever. That's if you retain the property. And secondly, you can actually use other people's money to invest in property. To be successful in property, I think you need to be very persistent. It's not easy, and sometimes people give up far too soon. In the pitches today, I want to find someone who's got a great attitude, who knows what they're doing, and isn't afraid to put in some time and effort to get some great results.
My name is Nicholas Woolwork. I'm an investor, developer, author and owner of propertyforum.com. My expertise is in property development and in particular micro studios. I love property because it creates a passive income. It's a great way of generating wealth and freedom. I think to become successful you need to be flexible and creative and work with lots of different people. The qualities I'm looking for today are an entrepreneur that's driven, someone that's creative and able to overcome problems when they arise.
My name's Steve Jacob. I'm the co-founder of a property group and also an investor. The thing I excel at and invest at is finding deals, negotiating deals and building relationships. So I've been called a deal junkie in the past. I love doing deals in property and I love the freedom it can give you when you build your own portfolio. To be successful in the property industry, I think you need determination, passion and the correct guidance. So I'm excited to meet the pitchers today. I'm looking for someone with drive, enthusiasm, passion someone who could potentially be my next business partner.
Hi, I'm Jatin Ondya. We provide equity and mezzanine funding to property developers in the UK. We invite investors to invest alongside us to share in the profits of the project. The area I excel at is really looking at the overall capital structure on each deal. What I love about property is actually its underlying simplicity to invest your money. If you look at the most wealthiest people throughout the world and throughout history, they have always preserved their wealth through property. To be successful in the property industry, the first thing you need to have is immense attention to detail. If you can get that bit right, you can make a lot of money in property. What I'm really looking for from the pitches today is to find people that are not just passionate about property and property development, but also people that can deliver on the projects. I want to see someone who's capable of working really hard.
My name is Justin Wilkins and I come from Brighton, or just outside of Brighton, in a town called Shoreham.
My name is Karis Davis.
And my name is Rhys and we're from Carmarthen in South West Wales.
My name's Michelle Cairns and I'm from the Wirral in the northwest of England.
Currently work in the NHS 2 days a week, and the rest of the week then I'm a property developer.
I currently am a letting agent in South Wales. I'm currently involved in smaller property projects also.
The last year I left the teaching career, so I was doing it part-time until I left and then focused on property full-time.
My day job is selling exhibitions in London.
We started off with light refurbishments into holiday lets to HMOs, and now we've started our 2 new build projects.
The reason I got into property was for an additional income. I was teaching at the time and thought that having an exit strategy that would be useful so that I didn't have to teach until I was 68.
We got into property because it was something that we enjoyed doing, looking at different interior such as kitchen layout, living room layout, bedroom decor. So we started off as light refurbishment to HMOs, new builds, and just doing various refurbishment projects really.
I've had an interest from a very young age. My grandfather was a property developer, a small-time one, but I think that's what sparked my interest in property.
I've always had a passion for property and kind of growing year on year, and as the projects have grown, we're just looking forward to seeing what comes in the next few years.
My aspirations in property are to continue to build my portfolio. I would like to systemize it as much as possible so that it is as passive as an income stream as possible. But also, I want to build it and do something creative. I want to just see where it goes really. Property is something that there isn't really a limit to it. Who knows whom I might meet or what property deal I might come across. So I like the fact that it's just limitless.
A portfolio of buy-to-let property and just do bigger and bigger projects really to make a financial security.
My aspirations are to become financially free over the next 5 years by purchasing properties, renting them out and then leveraging them at a sensible rate.
It's just getting the experience really of doing these light refurbishments and the new builds, and then go on to bigger and better things then.
Michelle, hi.
Hi John.
I'm John Howard, and I'm delighted you've come today, and we all are waiting excitedly to hear what you have to tell us.
So today I'm here to offer you 25% equity for £200,000. This is a pub that's been closed down and it will be converted to a 10-bed HMO. The total cost for the renovation works would be £277,000, including that the refurb costs is £95,000 and the revaluation we're looking at £350,000. At the end we estimate £35,000 to £40,000 to be left in the deal. As it stands, it's 66% ROI.
Where should we start?
Let me kick off, Michelle. I'm an HMO developer, so I know this market very well. Can I ask the size of the rooms?
They'll all be above the minimum 6.52, double rooms, and they will put en suites in all of them.
Okay.
The area that it's in is for working tenants, so we're not going to be going super high end on the refurbishment.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And have you got planning for it? It's the main question. It's a pub, so it doesn't look like it's got permitted development rights of any
Yeah,
sort.
so it'd be subject to planning.
So the deal we would offer would be subject to planning. Okay.
What's the total income once fully, if fully occupied?
So it's £4,000 a month. The annual rental is £48,000.
Sorry, have you already said where it is?
It's in Bootle in Liverpool.
Bootle. What is that?
It's just outside. It's outside the city centre, and it's in a place where it's close to the network links.
95 seemed quite light for a refurb on something like this. That seems a bit low cost.
I'm working with a builder who is a good contact of mine. So he's done a project for me. He's doing one at the moment, and he's been around the site, and that's at cost price. So I'll be offering him a finder's fee for this.
And will that be under a main contract with him? So he'll be a main contractor under
he would
a
be,
JCT
yes.
contract?
Yeah. And also he owns a letting agency as well, and they have got links between Wirral and Liverpool. So I'd be working with him to fill it. Ideally we'd have it tenanted, taking the deposits before the revaluation to prove the income.
There's really good parts of Liverpool, obviously, and there's parts that aren't so good. Where would you put this, do you think?
Like I say, this is not for high-end professionals. It's not right in the city centre. It is on the outskirts, and it's aimed at people working in the local industry. So,
what are the transport links like there into the city centre?
5-10 minutes into town.
For me, I used to do it 35 years ago. Goodness me, that long. It's not really for me. I don't tend to do that sort of thing, and to be fair, there's too much more experienced people on the panel who I'm sure could help me better than I could. So it's not one I want to invest in.
So you're buying for how much?
So 180,000 is the purchase price.
Okay, and the cost of the works?
It's 95. It's on the market at 225,000 at the moment.
What gives you the indication you can get it for 180? Have you spoke to the agent?
We've had an offer subject to proof of funds.
Have you made that offer subject to planning, or are you buying it
to buy it cash, yeah.
And how likely do you think you are going to get planning on it?
Very confident. Yeah, just because of the location where it is, the council policy, and bringing derelict pubs back into,
Geographically, it doesn't really work well for me, and knowing there's a couple of people here who it would definitely suit much better, I'm going to leave it to them. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be one for me. Thank you, though.
Well, I'm a lot more interested in it because I like these kind of projects. What do you think the end value is going to be when it's all finished?
50,000.
350?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do a commercial refinance, you think you'll leave about 40 in it, maybe?
Yeah. So
okay.
It's based on the local area for £35,000 per room at 10 rooms.
Right. So what exactly? You said you're offering a 25% share in it. From experience in the room, I'm not sure if that would quite appeal to some of the people in the room. I don't know. Anyone interested in that kind of level?
Well, I think, Simon, you have to make your own mind up.
Well, yeah, I'm just.
I mean, what you're trying to do is see what everyone else is going to do.
Of course, I want to do that.
And I'm not sure that's really fair.
What do you mean, like you did last time?
I believe I did that, did I?
Whilst they're squabbling, Michelle, can I ask you the 25% for 200,000? So you want 200,000 of equity?
So the 200,000 would pay for the purchase price for 6 months while we do the works, and then at the end of, we've estimated 7 months to do all the works, then revalue it, and then obviously you get the money back, and then
whatever you can pull out at the end.
Well, Michelle, clearly you've done really, really well to get to this point in your career, so congratulations. You've done incredibly well, so that's great.
I'll just be honest, I think you've done great. I think you know your apples. I'm very strict with the way I do buy-to-hold strategy. I want to get all my money out. I'm not interested in two-year paybacks. So this one's not for me.
Yeah, I'm really interested actually. I think it's. Are you going to be managing this? Who's going to be managing it? It's the builder.
So yeah, my contact, he's got a building company but also a letting agency. So
okay. For the money that's left in, what kind of return are you offering on that, or is it just 25% share is what you're proposing?
That's the initial proposal. I'm open to suggestions.
So what do you think the cash flow is going to be on a monthly basis after the mortgage and the bills and everything?
1,921.
So that's about a 10% return maybe on the money left in. That's not bad. I'm kind of interested. Are you interested?
I'm interested.
Well, he's waiting for you.
Of course he is.
I'm thinking might be interested in sharing it.
That might be a good idea. But I think
if the bank manager's interested,
would there be a bit more equity stake we could get maybe? Well, obviously you've got another partner in it, this builder.
No, so he's taken a step down from that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to clarify one other question before I may, the planning side, are you happy to accept an offer subject to planning?
Yes.
To take that risk out for us, and you can hold the property whilst that goes ahead?
If we can give proof of funds,
yes.
Could you maybe secure it on an option or exchange with a condition about getting planning? Do you think?
Yeah, I would.
I think we can probably help
She
with
just
that.
said she can do that.
So
Subject to that.
Yeah.
These two could help you do that, Michelle. So.
Yeah.
On the equity, would you potentially look at higher equity for less
Well,
cash flow?
I think it would be great for us to do because we've got similar experience to this. It's quite good fun to do that. But how about, could we go to 30% or 35% if we're going to split it between us?
I was going to go in at 50%, to be honest, Simon.
Okay.
25% each. But I'd drop to 40, I think would be fair to do 20 each.
That would work.
And so I own the largest international property forum. We're HMO developers. We've got about 20 million under build. Simon obviously runs significant businesses as well. So we have the very relevant expertise for this deal that warrants that.
You would have two great partners, I have to say. I almost feel a bit jealous.
So should we do a deal now before John wants to jump in then, do you think?
I'm out.
Is John? Oh yeah, he's
subject to sorting out obviously the planning, etc. So what we're saying is 40% equity. We're both coming to 20% each. 6 line share to you, and that could be a good deal. You happy with that?
That's what
I'll offer.
And what about the monthly income then, or the money left in? So.
Well, I don't mind leaving some money in as long as I get a reasonable return on it. So
yeah, likewise.
That return, if we were getting 40% of the cash flow between us, 20% each, that would be happy.
And we'd help you with the finance as well, trying to get the best finance deal so that there's as little money left in as possible for everyone.
Yeah.
So could we just talk about the cash flow? So
yes.
So when that comes in each month.
So when it comes
higher
in
equity, is there any negotiation on that cash flow?
Take off the expenses.
Yes.
Yeah. And from the profit. So if it's not profitable, we all suffer. If it's profitable, we all benefit. And 40% of the profit will be split between myself.
Yeah, we're taking risk for that as well. So if there are void periods,
exactly,
it takes time to fill up.
And if there's a mortgage to pay, we'd have to pay 40% of it.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
So we're liable. We're equally liable as well as equally.
Michelle, can I just say, it sounds a good deal to me. And not only that, if you've done it once with these guys, you may well do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
And so it's a good thing to say.
They could be great future partners for you. Because, I mean, in my career, I've had lots and lots of different financial backers and partners, and it's a good thing. You know, sharing the risk sometimes is sensible.
We'd definitely be interested in a local partner in Liverpool.
Great.
So.
I'd like to accept them.
Great. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Michelle, hi.
Hi, Stephen.
So tell me, how did it go?
It went really well. Absolutely delighted with the result, and it went a lot better than I expected.
Are you happy with the money you got?
Yes, very happy.
And you're happy with the percentage you've given away?
Yes, it was. It was a little bit more than what I was expecting, but it was, I think it's still fair, and to have both of the investors on board, their experience.
So you've got 2 angels on board. That must be hugely valuable to you.
It is.
A great assistance, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, look, well done. Good luck with the project, and you have a very safe journey home.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Good.
Justin.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Not nervous at all?
Quite a bit.
Well, you don't look it. You
Yeah,
don't
you
look
sure?
it. You look very confident. We're excited and interested to hear what you've got to say.
I'm here to pitch for a £40,000 investment in return for a 10% profit margin over a 12-month period. Now, property has been part of my life from a very young age. My grandfather was a developer. I spent 7 years working in a estate agency, and I purchased my first property 4 years ago. My goals over the next 5 years are to become financially free by leveraging properties at a sensible rate and renting them out. I've specifically chosen the HMO market because the market's big, and within the HMO market, kind of looking at the mini-mos, so something that I can purchase at a low rate with low risk, and then rent them out, rinse and repeat. For my first investment property, I'm looking at Portsmouth. I've reviewed a lot of areas, but Portsmouth seems to be the one with the most, has the highest rental demand within my sort of scope and my area. And I think that's down to the fact that there's a naval base, there's university, and also that there's Gunwharf Quays shopping centre. So I'll be looking to purchase a small property, probably 2 or 3 bedrooms. It'll be worth about £175,000. But I'll be looking to purchase that below market value at about £150,000, convert it into a 3, potentially 4 bedroom property, and then rent it out to 3 or 4 young entrepreneurs or young professionals, essentially. So just to wrap up, I mean, this probably isn't the most interesting or inspiring deal that you're going to be, had it put in front of you today. However, it's a clear-cut business model, and I'd really like for one of you to come on board with me and help me in my first investment property.
First of all, I'm delighted to hear that you've learned the ropes in a estate agency, because to me that is the way, the best way. It's how I started, and that is the best way to learn the job. Being paid by someone else and helping them sell properties is the best way to find deals initially and everything else. So well done, because I think that's a great move. Are you still working at the estate agents?
No, I'm not anymore. I left the job just under 2 years ago, and that was to pursue property, essentially. Because
right. So what have you done in the last 2 years?
So in the last 2 years, I have saved up a pool of money, and I've just sort of delved into the knowledge side of things. So really sticking my head in with books and learning the ropes. I don't want to, my first investment, I'm sure that people do make mistakes, but for my first one, I want to get it bang on from the start, make sure I'm doing the right thing, investing in the right area, getting the right capital growth, but also cash flow as well.
You sound a bit cautious for a property developer to me.
Yeah, why is that?
Because you spent 2 years,
yeah,
having been an agent already, yeah. You've then spent another 2 years investigating the situation. At some point, you have to get off the pot, as it were, and actually no guts, no glory.
No, that's it. I can understand why you think that. But that's why I'm here today.
I would agree with you to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And I think learning on the job is a great way to do it.
Fantastic.
However, I've met a whole load of estate agents who are really good at finding great deals and selling, but they know nothing about development. They know nothing about the kind of investment, HMOs and things. So I think educating yourself is really good. But I'd agree maybe 2 years is a bit long.
I'm being unreasonable.
I think you're being a bit harsh, but dipping your toe in.
I apologise if you think I've been
a bit quicker than that might be right. So can I ask some questions about the actual deal? Have you found a deal, or is this the plan?
I haven't. This is a plan, because the reason I haven't gone out and agreed something is because I have a pool of money, but I haven't got the funding or investment behind that.
Right. The money you have, is that enough to buy it and you're looking for the money to do the refurb, or what's the actual situation?
My pool of money is enough money to pay for the stamp duty, the refurb, solicitors' fees, just fees along the way, basically, but it's the deposit that I'm looking for.
You think 40,000 is what you need?
Yeah.
And what were you proposing you offer for that, please, Justin?
So 10% profit over a 12-month period.
And what do you think the profit's going to be?
£4,000.
Oh, so it's 10% interest?
Yes.
I thought you meant it was 4% profit from the deal.
So just debt,
sorry,
you just want the debt.
So it's just debt.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just offering a loan. Okay, right.
So essentially looking to pay back the original amount plus 10%, so 44,000, or if you were happy with the way that I have returned it and performed in the first year, return the profit and then use the money to invest in the next property.
Right. Do you own any assets yourself?
Yeah, I've got one property that I bought 4 years ago. That's the one that I live in.
Yeah, and how much is that valued at?
200,000. So
and how much equity have you got in it?
I think it's 70,000. Yeah, just under 70,000.
Very good.
So you'd secure this on a PG?
Plus guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to do so. The reason that I haven't, because I just wanted to touch on why I haven't gone into using any of the equity we have in the flat, is because I own that 50-50 with my girlfriend, and we're just about to look to move to a house.
Yeah.
So if
some
you're
advice, Justin.
Keep that.
I'll give some advice, Justin. Buy it on your own next time.
Yeah.
Because all the equity will be yours then.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We're buying into you, aren't we, really?
Yeah, essentially.
We're not buying into a deal,
part
so
of
that makes it slightly harder.
Right.
It's like, putting the cart before the horse, so to speak. Often a deal is what you buy into. It's how you assess your risk.
Yeah.
It's how you really truly assess your returns. So that makes life slightly difficult. But I like you, as I say, as John's mentioned, got some good experience to build on there. How have you been funding yourself for the last 2 years?
I work Monday to Friday, a 9 till 5 job. So essentially I left the estate agency world to then go into that because estate agency I do love, and I love property, and it was great to be in the day-to-day, but I was working, as you probably know, very long hours. It's 8 till 7, 8 till 8 most days, and a lot of 6-day weeks. And as I said, I did that for, you know, 7 years, believe it or not. I don't look that old, but I am. And then I thought, well, look, I want to be able to buy property, but I need to put more time into it. So I've gone into still sales, but 9 till 5.
What are you doing now?
Selling exhibitions in London.
Okay. Advertising and exhibitions, great.
Can you just give me, we haven't got the deal, but you're probably out there analysing stuff.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a full rundown of the type of deal you're analysing at the moment? So purchase price, refurb, end value, potential cash flow.
Yeah, so looking at, because there's quite a lot of them online, if you took, for example, you know, 2 or 3 bedroom properties or terrace properties in Portsmouth around the £175,000 mark. Now, as an estate agent, I've learned that, you know, there are motivated sellers out there. So the key would be to really viewing in volume. So view 100 properties or more, or however many, whittle that down to how many I would like and be happy to offer on and could see as a good business model, and then go in with a low offer on those properties. So hoping to purchase around the £150,000 mark, and that would require a £37,500 deposit. I've put aside, so it's £5,000 for the stamp duty and £8,000 for the refurb cost.
So how much did you say for the refurb cost?
8,000.
Have you had any property education? Have you been to any courses?
I've gone to a couple of shows, but no, not courses as such.
He doesn't need to. He's been an estate agent how many years?
7 years.
7 years. He's done his apprenticeship. He now wants to crack on and get a deal done.
You're focused very heavily on the purchase price.
Yeah.
And I would be really focused on your end values of your properties.
Yeah.
Then I would be taking the equity you want to earn out as developer's profit.
Yeah.
Then taking off your refurb, then taking off your stamp, then taking off your fees, so that after you do refinance, you've got no money left in the deal.
Yes.
Has someone educated you on that model?
Yeah, a no money down
good.
deal.
Brilliant.
Yeah, okay.
And do you think Portsmouth can support a £500 a room HMO price for the rental market? Who will you be renting to there?
So it'd be looking to rent to young professionals. So it's going off of the basis that I've done a lot of research into the market. I have a few friends that have already invested within Portsmouth. Also over the last year or so, where perhaps places like London or even Brighton, to near where I live to, the market hasn't been so solid, and it's in fact perhaps taken, you know, a dip by a few percent. Portsmouth has very much held its ground. It's in fact only dipped about 1%, which in the way the current market isn't a bad way. So capital wise it should be safe, and rental it should be as well.
Have you looked at serviced accommodation?
I have done, yeah.
Yeah, because you know, you're near the coast here.
Yeah, yeah.
Portsmouth.
So,
that's
why
the
did
clue,
you...
Steve. Portsmouth.
I've got a nosebleed at the moment.
There's a big C.
Whoops. So why did you not choose the serviced accommodation model?
I personally don't feel like I know enough around the legislation around it and setting one up. And as it's a first-time investment, I wanted to use something that I consider low risk and quite a clear-cut business model.
Serviced accommodation is becoming easier and easier because the systems that are being created on the internet, the tax breaks are so much better.
Right.
The income is higher. Keeping under 80k, you're not going to hit the VAT threshold in that company.
Yeah.
I'd strongly advise you to look at that model.
Okay, thank you.
Like 40k at 10% doesn't interest me, but I do really, like, I could see me working with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would offer 40k.
Yep.
But to become a 50-50 JV partner on your first deal.
Okay.
You can leverage my knowledge, leverage my credibility.
Yeah.
My company's, I'm a fair-sized managing agent in Blackpool.
So that's one offer. Simon?
I think mini Mo's are a great way to go for you, actually. I think service accommodation, there's lots of great things about it, but it's highly unregulated and probably will become regulated, and all sorts of issues with actually funding it properly and planning permission and leases and all sorts of stuff. So I think stick with the proven model that's probably not going to be that much more highly regulated. I personally wouldn't be interested in doing just a loan, and I don't think there's a huge amount in it. You know, if you're giving away 50%, it's not a lot of cash flow. So I'm not going to invest in this, but I really like you, and I think you're going to do really well.
It's not for me, not my bag, but I like you very much. I think you'll do well. I think you're a little bit too cautious. You need to be a bit braver.
Okay, yeah.
And also on the, when you're letting these out, make sure you've got full fire precautions and register with the council, because that's really, really important. Okay. Don't take any shortcuts on that one.
Yep.
Are there any Article 4 directions in Portsmouth?
There is, yeah. So
is this
Article 4's
outside
in
of that?
place, and I just have to, it's within it, and I would just have to check, obviously, against the planning side of things.
Well, you need to do more than check. You need a full planning
Yeah,
application.
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
I do like you a lot, Justin. You're very investable. I'm not sold on the mini-mo idea myself. It's a little bit too small for me.
Yep.
For me, once you get past the 3 or 4 bedrooms, every other bedroom you add is pure profit.
Okay.
So for me, this is marginal on a 3-bed. And I think if your costs overrun, you get a bit delayed, you're going to be into a loss-making situation more readily. If it was a 5, 6, probably 6-bed above, I would be very interested. So for me, I'm afraid I won't be investing today.
Thanks for your feedback.
And
Appreciate
Justin, that's where more ambition comes in.
Yeah.
You know, take a bit more of a risk, because 5 or 6 beds, if you came here with a deal with 5 or 6 bedrooms, he might have done it.
You're kind of maybe picking that size property because that's your budget.
As it being my first investment, I thought low risk, low rate.
Which I completely get.
Yeah.
But there is a balance to that, and I think you're just below the level, perhaps.
Yeah.
That
I agree with Nick. I don't think there's quite enough in it
Yeah.
to justify sharing it with someone, really.
Yeah. As a standalone, I mean, I don't completely get the numbers and how they work. And the reason I don't get it is because it's all very theoretical at this stage. You know, I'd like to know, for example, what the individual room rates were, what kind of leverage you're going to take, what rate that leverage is going to be, and so on. But the one number you have given us is the cash flow, which is about £500 or so.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, I think it is just too small. But I do like Portsmouth, and I do actually, you know, unlike the guys in the full-on HMO space, I quite like the house strategy, because in the long term, I believe there's a shortage of houses, family homes. So if you're in an area where you can generate cash flow from these houses, in the long term, you know, there's multiple routes to exit. You can sell it to another investor, or you can sell it back to a family to live in.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And you know, you've seen this happen a lot around London. You know, where homes were, you know, carved up into, you know, bed sits almost. And now those houses, you have to pay a premium for them because there's so few that are still in one ownership. So I see a long-term kind of potential here, and I'd love to support it. I think as an individual deal, because I'm not really sure what I'm going in for, I can't really make an offer. But certainly on a JV basis, there's a bigger picture to look at here, and I would be interested in doing something.
I think, Justin, you've got a lot of interest here.
Yeah.
And I think really you need to go away, probably come back to us with something a bit bigger, a bit better, and say, here it is, let's do a deal.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
I really
just to let you know, you can. I think Portsmouth and Blackpool aren't going to be very different in the type of towns they are. They're going to be they're going to be tourism destinations more than likely.
Yeah.
You'll probably have contractors. SA is a really good model.
Yeah.
I can teach you how to get into contractors, get into corporates, set up your line manager, which will manage over 100 portals for you. I can literally set the whole company up, but before, you can come up and see my company, watch how it runs, take photos of all the systems, meet all the staff, ask all the questions. And like I say, if you become a JV partner with me in that area, that's how I met my business partner. I backed him. We've now got 250 units under management.
I have to say, that's a very kind offer of Steve's to make, and I personally would take it up. I'm actually taking it up as well, for goodness sake. I'm off to Blackpool soon. Thank you very much, Justin.
Yeah, no, thank you, and I really appreciate the offers, and yeah, I'd love to take you up on that, learn a bit more about the SA model first, and then, yeah, perhaps...
But Justin, come back and see us with a bigger deal, and I'm sure you'll get the funding.
Lovely, and thank you. All right, thank you.
Justin, so
Hi.
tell me, how did it go?
Yeah, good, really good. Took a lot of great feedback from it. I think it's clear that I need to come up with a bigger deal, something with more return for the investors. That's what they want to see from me. But Stevie was very kind, and he said, look into self-serviced accommodation. He'll help me with it, get some knowledge on it, and then he will do a 50-50 joint venture with me.
Okay.
So I'm really pleased with that.
Good. So you didn't get the money you wanted, but you got some great advice, and that sounds like the advice was a little bit broader focus, I suppose, and just make the deals a little bit bigger and be a bit braver.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck in the future.
Cheers.
Take care.
Karis and Rhys are here. How far have you come today?
We come from South Wales in Carmarthen.
I'd have never guessed by that accent.
You'd never guess.
Never have guessed.
You haven't heard mine yet.
What have you got to show us today?
We've got 2 cottages down in Redbirth.
So the cottages are located in West Wales, South West Wales, in a town called Tenby, which is, you've probably all heard of it. Some of you may have visited it.
Yep.
We live local to Tenby, only about 20-30 minutes away, so we have good local knowledge of the area. We've bought a site obviously with 9 holiday cottages on there previously, which we have sold off individually. We currently now have 2 derelict cottages that was built in 1993 and have been derelict for about 15 years. We've done a number of refurbishment properties such as HMO, residential lets, holiday lets, and we are currently doing our 2 first new builds now.
Yeah, so just to touch on what Karis said, obviously the cottages have been derelict for quite a amount of years, so they will require a full programme of refurbishment. All of the downstairs is quite cluttered. It has got kind of a lounge, a small kitchen, another box kind of room downstairs, and the bathroom is also on the downstairs. So we're looking at kind of transform it into an open plan living space. With some nice kind of French doors at the rear, looking out into the Pembrokeshire Country Park and everything like that. Our figures on it, purchase price is 110.
For the pair?
For the pair, yes.
Which we've already purchased.
Which is already in our ownership. And the refurbishment programme is going to be around 65,000.
Each altogether, in total?
In total, yes. So the total will be 175. We are looking to sell both cottages for 135,000 each. The programme of work is going to take around 12 weeks, and we've allowed an additional 12 weeks then for sales and marketing with the cottages. Our typical kind of end buyer would be someone looking maybe for a boat hole coming down. Lots of people from England, Scotland buy down in West Wales, quite popular, second homes. Yep. Also obviously local people looking for a buy-to-let or just a holiday-let investment. We also obviously doing current refurbishments. We do have close links with a lot of contractors, so we would be able to get the
And is the 65,000, is that a fixed price from a builder?
Yes.
It is from one builder?
Yeah, so we've got a contractor, so they obviously we've got a plumber, electrician.
And in a renting or letting basis, would it be holiday let if someone wanted to rent it out afterwards, or would it be permanent lets?
It would be a holiday let, which would be the most attractive. You'd be looking at around 12,000 per unit.
Okay,
per month, in peak season, or?
That for the year, if that's for the year. The good thing is now with Pembrokeshire, obviously before it was very much a kind of a May to September season, but now with a lot of other events and things that's going on down, they've got like Ironman coming.
Oh, it's all going on there then, isn't it?
It's all going on, you know. And
that's it. That's just Ironman.
Per unit net?
Yes.
Net?
Net, yes. And obviously a lot of people are coming now. People are booking like February, March, winter breaks. It's getting really popular.
Because in the old days, you'd always say in holiday lets, work it out on 35 weeks a year to be, to be realistic. Okay.
Did you say you owned it?
Yes.
You already own it?
Yes.
So you're just looking for the refurbishment?
We were looking for the purchase and the refurbishment. Yeah. So we purchased on a bridge.
So you want to refinance it?
Effectively, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a 100% bridge?
Well, effectively, yes, it is, yeah. Okay.
How much do you want to pull out of it?
Well, we come today, obviously, we were looking for the full amount in exchange for like a 70-30 profit split. 70-30.
In whose?
70 in our favour, 30 in your favour.
70 in your favour?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We do all the work, and obviously you get a good return on the money.
Okay.
On the resale, what do you have as your net figure? Because we're scribbling down here. You seem pretty advanced.
135 each unit.
And what do you expect to make net profit off the two? Have you done all your cost finance, stamp, and all that stuff?
So, as I said, we're
agency fees.
Yeah, so we'll be looking around 90.
Yeah, that's what I had. So
We have got a few on site, obviously, that we have sold off, and some of them are a combination of like Sleep 2, Sleep 3 and Sleep 6. So we do know the market of how much a Sleep 2 would sell for and how much a Sleep 6 would sell for, and this one would be a Sleep 4.
So is this on the site which had the 9 units, is that correct? So these are the last 2?
Yes, but they are away
A little
from
bit further
the
away from
9,
the
yeah,
site.
so they are
You
completely
left
separate.
the worst till last.
How close is it to the town centre?
So you're looking, Saundersfoot's about 2 miles and Tenby's about 2.5 miles away.
Right.
You're situated close to Main Road, which is a main trunk road down to kind of Pembroke. And then you can also go across and obviously cross to St David's on the other side.
Nice.
It's a
lovely,
beautiful
it's a
part of
lovely
the world.
spot. I mean,
Yeah, it really is,
I looked at something down there about 2 years ago. And,
I've actually got some property down in Pembroke. It's a nice area.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
We don't appreciate it because we live so close to it.
It's a special place.
We just think,
Special
oh,
place.
why Tenby?
Going to work looking at these cottages,
Yeah,
but actually
yeah.
they're beautiful if you look at them with fresh
Nick,
eyes.
what do you think?
I'm interested what sort of in and around these cottages, are there any amenities? Is there a small shop? How would someone go and get a bottle of milk, for example?
Not even half a mile down the road, there's a local co-op, a big supermarket, and there's a pub local,
Perfect.
so
That's all
people
Nick
can
needs
walk.
to know.
So
Yeah.
He's
So
had
I'm in.
enough. He's in.
Yeah.
He's had enough.
We also, well, by choice, we accept pets, and that's a massive bonus point in Tenby. We find what we've researched that a lot of holiday cottages in Tenby area itself in the town, they don't accept pets, and most of our bookings are.
I think you're very wise. It's so trendy now to take your dog with you, you know.
So we kind of know from guests' feedback throughout the last, say, 2 to 3 years what they expect from the cottages. So this time around, we want to refurbish them and make them more suitable for maybe pet-friendly, maybe put laminate flooring in the kitchen and the dining room instead of a carpet or something, you know, because the dogs don't listen about
So would you be able to, you own the sites, we can charge the titles of these for any refinancing requirements.
Yes.
How have you come to your valuation of the site? You want to be bought out of the site now, so you've had profit on your other sites. You're probably into profit on the whole site now, I'd imagine. I'd be worried if you weren't. Yeah, that's a nice, easy sell for you guys to take out money for yourselves. Is that the idea with the sale of the site as is?
Effectively, yes. Yeah, and obviously...
But you've got a bridging at the moment on them.
Yes, so that would clear the bridging on the site. And obviously we would still make a profit, obviously, on the last few units we would sell.
How much to clear the bridge?
It's about 102.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
For both?
Yeah.
Okay. You're essentially saying that 2 are worth 110. Just clarify that. Yeah.
That's a really good bridge you've got on that. Such a high loan to value.
Yeah, so we added additional property. So we did a second charge on additional property because we had to buy an auction, and obviously due to time constraints and things, obviously we had to move quite quickly. So.
Right, so you put more collateral on.
I think, from my perspective, I'm not too keen on buying you out until the site's finished. So are you happy to leave in what you consider to be your existing equity on that land?
We could look at it as an option.
If the bridge was paid off, you could leave the rest in, essentially.
Yeah.
But the bridge is 102,000, isn't it? Let's see who wants to make an offer. Steve, what do you think?
Okay.
You know, first of all, do you know where Tenby is?
No.
It's right. We've had problems with him today because he thought Portsmouth wasn't on the coast.
Okay.
So bear with him.
Okay.
It's a very nice holiday area in Wales.
Yeah.
Very nice area of the world.
That's all you need to know. What do you reckon?
Okay. I think it's good. I think you seem to know your numbers. Build cost, this builder at 65k. How many bedrooms is each house again?
Two.
So it's quite a healthy build cost there. Is it what, 25k each one, and then you've got 15k for the externals? Something like that?
Yes, a little bit less for the externals, but yeah.
A little bit less?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, I'll make an offer for the money for a 50-50 split.
Okay.
Simon?
I'd be interested in doing a similar thing, and I actually know where it is.
Yeah.
Which is a bonus.
Which is the bonus.
Yeah.
He will do when he gets down there. He knows Blackpool
You won't come back.
well.
Once you go down there, you won't come back.
No, well, there you go. So lovely. Quite right.
I have no idea about the micro-location. I have no idea about the holiday cottage industry. So given you've already got a great offer there, I think it's best that I step away. Thank you.
Nicholas?
Yeah, I think you've got a fantastic offer from Steve there. He's got specific industry experience in lets. Yeah, for me, I don't think you've got enough sort of skin in the game on it. It's not an area I know at all, I'm afraid. I'm sort of Reading, Thames Valley areas, and although we've got good development experience, it's too far for me to add the value that I could add as a partner, and I don't think I'd be able to give you the best funding either, so I won't be investing. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'll pay cash for it, so no borrowings. I'll pay off the existing loan you've got, give you the balance, pay for the refurbishment, 65,000, but I would want 70% of the profit. The difference dealing with me is that you're dealing with someone who's bought and sold all over the UK for the last 40 years, highly experienced. We'll get in there, we'll get stuck in, we'll get the deal done and get out. It's all about speed, because the longer it takes to do, the more it costs at the end of the day, and time is money and everything else. So we'll get in quickly, get it organised and get it done. So you've got 3 offers, I believe. Yeah. So the choice is yours. So I don't know if you want to have a quick think about it.
He's not going to travel the motorway.
It's all very...
I go to Blackpool every 2 weeks. He is not going to travel the motorway.
It's all very complicated when there's joint ventures here, there, and the others fall out, the squabble, all sorts of things can go on. This is a straightforward deal for me. I put the cash up, we get the deal done, you get your money back quickly now because you know it's burning, isn't it? Bridging is burning. So we can get the deal done and complete within a month. That stops any burn rate. We get it refurbished, we get them sold, and we move on. Who knows, we might well do another deal together. And I constantly travelling up and down the country. I'm in Liverpool next week, speaking Liverpool. I can soon pop across and see you and have a quick look at it and get cracking. So
after all that,
2 choices.
So after all that, have we got a deal?
We could do it in a month as well, couldn't we?
Yeah, so just to clarify, so you obviously would clear the bridge and obviously the refurbishment, so be the full 175.
We'd clear the bridge and get the refurbishment funded.
Covered. You do the work, do a great job on it.
But are they
we
going to
split the profit?
I'll probably come over and see it once or twice just to get to know the area, if there's any more investments for the future.
And you guys will split the deal in between yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go to split 25%.
Are they going to pay cash for it, or are they going to be borrowing money against the property? Well, I've got the cash sat there to do it. Bridging is very expensive.
Pretty sure we could do it in a month.
Pretty sure we could do it in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead? Yeah.
Let's discuss it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
right.
Congratulations.
Karis, Rhys, how did it go?
Yeah, really good. Obviously we were nervous first thing this morning, worried that we weren't going to have any developers on board, but it turned out to be a successful day.
Good, well you got your money and you got it from 2 investors.
Yeah, we had 3 offers altogether, and we went with 2. They split the offer. I went with 2 separate two angels.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good actually, yeah.
So you should be able to get your project underway pretty shortly.
Yeah, so we were hoping to start within 4 to 6 weeks.
Great.
And then hopefully get it all done nice and quickly for them.
Good, all right, well you've obviously both lost your nerves, so jolly good, well done and good luck with the project. Safe journey home to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thanks.
Good luck.
You.